Hi there, I'm Matt Keene. Welcome to Creating a Future We Want, the Our Learning series, where share just a tiny little bit about what we're learning here in our family. We have an 8-year-old and a now 5-year-old, and my wife, and we do the schooling here with our girls, and yeah, so just sharing a little bit here. If I was asked when I was 8 or 12 or 15 what my educational priorities were or what was prioritized in my education, I would have said like do well on my tests, my math, spelling. Maybe I would have said sport, history, do well on tests. I don't even know what I would say. But I was saying to the girls the other day, I may be screwing things up for you, making things a little bit difficult for you, because the way that you will come to know and understand the world will be different than many of your contemporaries, peers, friends, buddies. And it's related to our putting well-being as our direction, the well-being of self, of others, of all life, the well-being of nature, creating that direction in our efforts, using that as an organizing force, a powerful one in our education. And so our priorities are, and the things that we are learning about, like right now, first, when they're little, all of us, are things like bodily health, nutrition, action, exercise, nature, sleep, learning and wisdom, how we learn, why we are learning, not the what we are learning as much as the how. Human values, our values, the evolution of our values, what are our values, and visions, or being able to see a future condition that we want to create. These are things that we are very focused on. Now, our educational system now does not, in a lot of ways, at least in my experience or our experience growing up, prioritize these things and degrades them in many ways. Like nutrition. My lunchtimes were not the most nutritious at school, or having to race through breakfast in the morning every day and eat whatever I could possibly eat. Sleep. Something we do for like a third of our life, and no one ever told me word one about sleep. Where it's insanely important and not something to be taken for granted. Our relationships with nature. I learned about specifics of nature, the parts of it, but I didn't really focus on the relationship with nature in my education, and I think in a lot of folks' educations. Our learning here isn't like stepwise about these things, like today sleep, tomorrow exercise, the next day is nature. Yeah, it's pretty woven together, pretty integrated. We are being active about this learning rather than hoping that it happens, more passive, which was more my experience. We're taking systematic approaches to learning about these systemic components of our life and well-being. These systemic relationships that are a part of our well-being. We're drilling on math and history and geography and all that stuff. There's no doubt about it. That's critical to functioning in the world. You cannot, design an education totally independent of the context of within which we are living and growing. We want to be able to function within it and understand it and understand, our relationships and other people's perspectives. But this is a little bit of the what we're doing, a tiny little bit of the why with well-being, not much of the how. All that will come in some next conversations about our learning. I'm Matt Keene. Thanks for joining Creating a Future We Want, and be seeing you later. Let's do it.